The Chinese scientists have revealed the design of a new generation electronic warfare weapon that looks straight out of an action movie.
I ask this because the Chinese military has recently flaunted its rifle-toting robot dogs that it aims to use on the battlefield.
What if China's new army wasn't made up of soldiers at all? What if their next wave of power was already marching across the battlefield, silent, unseen, and deadly? In a groundbreaking move, China has unveiled its latest secret weapon, an army of robot dogs designed for combat and reconnaissance. But these aren't just any ordinary machines. Equipped with advanced camouflage technology, these robot dogs can evade detection by both visual and infrared sensors, making them the ultimate stealth force. Experts believe this could revolutionize modern warfare, enabling China to engage in covert missions without the enemy even knowing they're being watched. This invisibility suit for robots is more than just an enhancement. It's a game changer that could alter how global conflicts unfold. China's secret weapon for the future of warfare. For years, militaries around the world have experimented with robotic technologies for various purposes, but China is leading the way in creating advanced autonomous units that can operate in real-world, high-stakes environments. These robot dogs could patrol sensitive borders, gather intelligence undetected, or even engage in complex missions requiring military precision. Their new camouflage suit, designed to blend seamlessly into their environment, could make them nearly invisible to enemies. Incorporating high-tech materials that absorb both light and thermal radiation, the new suit gives China's robotic forces a massive edge, particularly in situations where night vision or infrared cameras would normally expose them. This innovative technology allows these robot dogs to operate undisturbed, making them valuable for reconnaissance or even sabotage missions. As their stealth capabilities improve, military strategists predict these machines will become a formidable force in future warfare. But what's even more surprising is the secrecy surrounding the program. Western intelligence agencies have only recently started piecing together the details, which leads to questions about how soon this technology could be deployed. Will this suit eventually be available for all military robots? And how will this impact the battlefield? As China's robotic forces continue to evolve, the rest of the world is left wondering, how will we respond to this new invisible threat? From patrolling streets to urban warfare, the robot dogs of China's military. Imagine robotic creatures patrolling your streets, navigating urban warfare with military precision. That's the reality China is preparing for with their advanced robot dogs. These robot dogs are more than just tools for surveillance. They are designed to operate in complex environments, including urban warfare scenarios where terrain is unpredictable and conventional equipment might struggle. These machines are proving to be perfect for maneuvering through tight spaces, climbing stairs, and navigating rough terrain with remarkable agility. China has already deployed robot dogs for a range of purposes, including patrolling and reconnaissance. The robots can be equipped with sensors and cameras to gather real-time data, and their advanced AI systems allow them to make split-second decisions without human input. In joint exercises with Cambodia, the Chinese military demonstrated how these robotic dogs could be integrated into combat situations, using their enhanced maneuverability to deliver firepower in urban environments. What makes these robots particularly effective is their autonomy. Unlike traditional military vehicles or drones, robot dogs do not require a constant human presence to operate. They can be remotely controlled, but more importantly, they can function autonomously, responding to their environment with minimal guidance. In future military conflicts, this ability could give China an unprecedented advantage, allowing them to deploy these machines quickly and with great flexibility. Imagine the strategic advantage: a robot dog equipped with weapons, making its way through a war zone, providing support to soldiers without putting human lives at risk. These autonomous machines can carry out dangerous tasks, such as scouting enemy positions, while remaining undetected, giving them a distinct edge in urban combat scenarios. The rise of weaponized robot dogs, China's new Battlefront. It's not just about reconnaissance anymore. China's new army of robot dogs is armed and ready to take on human soldiers with deadly precision. With the success of their robot dog prototypes, China is now taking things a step further by weaponizing them. These mechanical soldiers can be equipped with an array of weaponry, including automatic rifles and grenade launchers. Imagine an army of four-legged robots, each carrying a weapon and silently patrolling the front lines. They can identify and engage targets with pinpoint accuracy, all while navigating through treacherous terrain that might hinder traditional military vehicles. During joint exercises with Cambodia, China showcased its robot dogs mounted with automatic rifles, capable of engaging enemy forces in close-quarters combat. These machines are not just for reconnaissance, they are battle-ready, designed to provide support in urban warfare and other high-risk environments. The weapons mounted on these dogs aren't just for show, they have practical applications in combat, offering soldiers the ability to engage threats from a distance and undercover, keeping them safe from enemy fire. The weaponized robot dogs have been compared to science fiction movie machines, and their implementation could have serious implications for future warfare. As these robots become more sophisticated, they could take on roles traditionally held by human soldiers, potentially reducing casualties and changing how combat strategies are developed. But the potential of these robot dogs goes beyond simple warfare. Some experts believe that, with further advancements, they could be deployed for missions that require precision strikes, such as surgical operations behind enemy lines, or even targeting high-value assets. The ability to carry out attacks remotely, from a safe distance, is a game-changing concept in modern warfare. The ethical dilemma. Should we arm robot dogs? With the rise of weaponized robots, the world must ask, are we crossing a dangerous line by arming robotic dogs with weapons? While the use of robotic dogs in military applications seems like a logical evolution of warfare, it also raises serious ethical questions. The idea of arming robots, particularly ones that can make decisions autonomously, creates a new frontier in military ethics. These machines do not have human emotions or judgment, which means that their actions are entirely based on the parameters set by their programming. What happens if these robots are deployed in situations where human lives are at stake? Could a robot dog, given its autonomy and weapons, make a mistake? How do we hold accountable a machine that cannot be tried in a court of law? These questions have become increasingly relevant as military forces around the world experiment with robotic soldiers and autonomous weapon systems. Some experts argue that there is a fine line between using robots to protect human soldiers and using them to carry out strikes without human oversight. Others fear that these weapons could be misused, leading to unintended consequences. In a world where technology continues to advance rapidly, the ethical implications of autonomous weaponry are becoming harder to ignore. As the Chinese military continues to develop and deploy these robot dogs, the rest of the world must grapple with the implications of using such powerful machines in warfare. What role will human oversight play in future combat scenarios? And will we one day see a conflict where robots are given full control over life and death decisions? The US response. Trying to keep up with China's robot army. As China unveils its robot army, the United States is scrambling to develop its own autonomous soldiers to keep pace. But can the US military compete with China's technological leap? The rapid development of China's robot dog army has prompted the United States to accelerate its own research into robotic warfare. The US Army has been testing various models of robot dogs, including those from Ghost Robotics, which are designed to handle everything from reconnaissance to defense. However, while the US has made strides in robotic technology, it faces a significant challenge in matching China's advanced systems. The US military's approach to robot dogs has focused on integrating them into its operations, including testing them with weaponry, such as the M72 grenade launcher. These tests demonstrate the US military's interest in using robots to engage threats from a distance while keeping soldiers safe. However, these models are still far behind China's weaponized robot dogs, which already have the ability to operate autonomously and engage targets in real time. The race to develop autonomous robots that can perform complex military tasks has become a global competition. With China's technological breakthroughs, the US is being forced to rethink its approach and innovate quickly to keep up. If the US can't match China's advancements, it risks losing its technological edge in future conflicts, where autonomous robots could play a key role. As both nations push forward in the development of robotic warfare technology, The question remains, will we soon see a battlefield where robots, not humans, are doing the fighting? And if so, who will be the first to fully deploy these machines? China's robotic revolution. The battlefield of the future is no longer human-centered. It's a war fought by machines, and China is leading the charge with its robotic revolution. China's robot dogs represent just the beginning of a larger shift in military tactics. The ongoing advancements in autonomous technology will soon make these machines an integral part of China's military strategy, changing how wars are fought forever. As the country's armed forces integrate these robots into their operations, we can expect to see a future where human soldiers are increasingly replaced by machines. With the ability to operate autonomously, navigate rough terrain, and carry out reconnaissance or combat missions, robot dogs have the potential to outperform human soldiers in many areas. As AI continues to improve, these machines will become more capable of making decisions in real time, adapting to changing conditions, and carrying out complex tasks without direct human input. This shift will not only impact the military, but also revolutionize defense strategies and tactics around the world. As China's military robots become more advanced, they will also become more versatile, capable of being deployed in a wide range of combat scenarios. Whether used for reconnaissance, sabotage, or direct combat, these robots will be at the forefront of China's military revolution. The implications for global security are profound, as countries will need to adjust their military strategies to account for this new, robotic adversary. In the years to come, it's likely that we will see more countries following China's lead, integrating robots into their own military forces. The age of human soldiers may soon be over, replaced by the machines of tomorrow. The high stakes of robotic warfare. What's at risk? What are the consequences when military robots are given control over life and death decisions? As robotic warfare continues to develop, the stakes couldn't be higher. With the potential to change the nature of warfare forever, these autonomous machines pose significant risks, especially if they fall into the wrong hands. While the use of robotic soldiers might reduce human casualties, it also raises questions about accountability, control, and the potential for misuse. These machines are capable of making decisions based on their programming, but what happens when their algorithms are flawed or compromised? If a robot dog makes an error in judgment, who is responsible? And what happens when these machines are deployed in dangerous situations where human oversight is limited or non-existent? The risks associated with autonomous weaponry are becoming increasingly clear. As we move further into an era of robotic warfare, it will be essential to ensure that these machines are subject to strict oversight, rigorous testing, and accountability standards. The last thing the world needs is a conflict where robots are given unchecked power to make life and death decisions on their own. As China and other nations continue to develop these technologies, it is essential that they take these risks into account and implement safeguards to prevent misuse. The future of warfare may be robotic, but it should never be without human responsibility. Sure, let's continue expanding the script and dive deeper into the implications and developments of China's advanced robot dog army. The battle for technological superiority. China's robotic arms race. As China strengthens its robotic military capabilities, the world is entering a new arms race. This time, it's robots, not missiles, that are the weapon of choice. China's development of robotic dogs has already triggered an international arms race. Countries that have long dominated the world stage in military power, like the United States and Russia, are now racing to catch up with China's lead in robotic warfare. But it's not just about technology. It's about power. The ability to deploy autonomous machines capable of performing complex military tasks gives China an edge that could tip the scales in future conflicts. This technological superiority is critical because it doesn't just mean having better weapons. It also means gaining strategic advantages in combat. Imagine a battlefield where a country can send in a robot dog squadron that operates without human supervision, gathering intelligence, carrying out sabotage, or engaging enemies, all while remaining unseen by infrared sensors or night vision cameras. In the event of a large-scale war, this could be the decisive factor that gives one nation the edge over another. China's rapid advancements in robotics are shaking up global defense strategies, making the stakes higher than ever before. It's not just about keeping up with the technological advancements, it's about controlling them. Whoever masters autonomous robotics first will hold the future of warfare in their hands. As nations around the world focus on their own robotic units, the competition to develop the next generation of military robots is heating up. The Chinese government's approach to technological development has been aggressive and methodical, with an understanding that the future of warfare is not just in human hands, but in the hands of machines. With every new advancement, China's army of robot dogs becomes more formidable, leaving other countries scrambling to catch up. The next few years could be critical in determining the direction of this robotic arms race. A new type of warfare: robots in combat zones. What if you could win a war without a single human soldier ever stepping onto the battlefield? The future of warfare may no longer involve human soldiers in the traditional sense. Instead, machines, robot dogs, drones, and other autonomous systems are being designed to replace human involvement in conflict zones. China is leading this charge by deploying robots capable of performing reconnaissance, patrolling sensitive areas, and even engaging in combat. The idea of a battlefield fully populated by autonomous machines is quickly becoming a reality. These robots are not only equipped with weapons, they are built to survive in harsh, unpredictable environments. Whether it's urban warfare, mountain terrain, or dense forests, China's robot dogs can adapt and perform missions without risking human life. This transformation in military strategy raises an important question. If robots can fight wars, what does that mean for human soldiers? As robots take over more roles on the battlefield, human soldiers will be able to focus on higher-level strategies and oversight. The idea is not to completely replace humans, but to reduce their exposure to danger by utilizing robotic units to handle the most hazardous tasks. By using autonomous machines for reconnaissance, explosive disposal, and other high-risk missions, the need for human casualties is significantly reduced. While some may argue that relying on robots could make warfare less humane, others see it as a way to protect the lives of soldiers. Still, the ethical concerns remain. What happens when these machines begin making decisions that result in civilian casualties, or when they are used in situations that might violate international law? The rise of autonomous warfare presents a troubling dilemma that the world must face sooner rather than later. Unseen and unstoppable: the future of invisible robotic forces. In the near future, you won't see them coming, but they'll be watching, tracking, and targeting you from the shadows. How long before invisible robotic forces dominate the battlefield? The concept of invisibility has long been a part of military research, but China's new camouflage technology is taking it to a whole new level. The latest generation of robot dogs can now blend seamlessly into their surroundings, thanks to a cutting-edge suit that absorbs light and thermal radiation. This makes them nearly invisible to both the human eye and infrared sensors. For military forces relying on infrared and night vision to detect enemy movements, these robot dogs will be a nightmare. Not only can they avoid detection, but they can move through hostile territory undetected, gathering valuable intelligence or even engaging enemies without leaving a trace. This stealth capability will give China an immense advantage in warfare, particularly in situations where stealth is crucial for success, such as behind-the-lines operations, covert reconnaissance, or sabotage. As the world's militaries scramble to catch up, experts are speculating that this new invisible army could become a standard feature on battlefields worldwide. The implications are staggering. If China can perfect this invisibility technology, it could reshape the way wars are fought entirely. No longer will soldiers be battling other soldiers directly. Instead, it will be a war of wits, stealth, and technological superiority. The advent of invisible robotic forces could also influence the way military strategy is taught and executed. How do you fight an enemy you can't see? How do you defend against forces that can infiltrate your base, scout your positions, and eliminate targets, all while remaining unseen? The global fallout, China's robot dogs, and international tensions. What happens when a country develops a military force of autonomous robots that no one else can match? The balance of power is about to shift. As China continues to develop its army of robot dogs, the geopolitical landscape is shifting. The nation's unprecedented technological advancements have put pressure on other global superpowers to develop similar systems, leading to a rapidly escalating arms race. While China has made significant strides, its competitors are not far behind. The United States, Russia, and other nations are pouring resources into autonomous military technology, trying to catch up with China's rapid progress. The US Army, for instance, has been testing various models of robot dogs, some of which are armed with weapons like grenade launchers. However, these tests have yet to match China's robotic capabilities. As China unveils new prototypes and perfects its invisibility technology, the US and its allies may find themselves at a disadvantage. The development of these autonomous robots has triggered an urgency to invest in similar technologies, and the world is on the brink of a new type of arms race, one driven not by human soldiers, but by robotic machines. Countries like Russia and Israel are also entering the race, with new robotic systems designed for military use. The growing competition for robotic supremacy is creating a tense environment where technological capabilities will play a significant role in determining the future of global power. In the face of China's rapidly advancing military robots, the question arises, can any nation afford to be left behind in this new era of warfare? The global fallout from China's robot dogs may not only change the way wars are fought, it could also alter international alliances, defense strategies, and the balance of global power. As nations rush to develop their own autonomous military systems, the world may be entering a new, high-tech arms race that could have far-reaching consequences. How China's robotic dogs could transform civilian applications. What if the same robot dogs that patrol battlefields could also help with everyday problems, like disaster recovery, urban security, or even assisting in search and rescue missions? While robot dogs are currently being developed primarily for military applications, the technology behind them has immense potential for civilian use. China's advancements in robotic dog technology could one day lead to the development of robots designed to assist in non-combat scenarios, such as disaster recovery, urban patrols, or even serving as companions for the elderly. In the event of natural disasters, robot dogs could be deployed to navigate treacherous environments that are too dangerous for human rescue teams. Their ability to traverse difficult terrain, climb rubble, and access hard-to-reach areas could make them invaluable for locating survivors and providing emergency aid. These robots could carry medical supplies, transport equipment, or even relay live data to rescue teams, allowing them to work more efficiently and save more lives. China has already started integrating robot dogs into some urban security systems, using them for patrolling streets, monitoring public spaces, and gathering data on potential threats. These robots, equipped with cameras, sensors, and AI, can patrol neighborhoods autonomously, identify suspicious activity, and report back to authorities without the need for human intervention. In the future, robotic dogs could be used in a wide range of civilian roles. They could help police officers monitor crime scenes, assist in search and rescue missions, or even work in hazardous environments like chemical plants or power plants where human workers might be at risk. As the technology behind robot dogs continues to evolve, these machines could soon become a common part of everyday life, carrying out tasks that would otherwise be dangerous or impossible for humans. By expanding the role of robot dogs beyond the battlefield, China is opening up new possibilities for their use in both military and civilian contexts. This dual-purpose technology could become a cornerstone of future robotics applications, blending defense and public safety in a way never before seen. Future of autonomous decision-making in combat. What happens when robot dogs are given the authority to make life and death decisions on the battlefield? Are we ready for fully autonomous combat? As autonomous technologies continue to evolve, a key question arises. At what point should machines be given full control over combat decisions? China's robot dogs are already being equipped with advanced AI capable of making real-time decisions during missions. These decisions could range from identifying targets to responding to changing battlefield conditions, all without human intervention. This development raises the issue of trust in autonomous systems. While human soldiers are limited by their capacity to process vast amounts of information quickly, robots can analyze enormous datasets and make decisions almost instantaneously. However, should these machines, which lack human empathy and judgment, be allowed to determine when to engage in combat or when to hold fire? The ability of these robots to act without human oversight could potentially lead to unintended consequences, especially in complex combat environments where human intuition is crucial. Furthermore, the idea of allowing autonomous machines to control combat situations challenges traditional military ethics. In warfare, decisions are often influenced by emotional and moral considerations. Could a robot, devoid of these attributes, make the same ethical decisions as a human soldier? As robot dogs become more autonomous, we may face difficult questions about the rules of engagement, accountability, and the human cost of relying on machines to make life-or-death decisions. This new frontier in autonomous decision-making could redefine not only military strategy, but also the very nature of warfare. As these machines become more self-sufficient, the line between human soldiers and robots could blur, leading to a future where machines are entrusted with critical combat roles. The global response. Will countries form alliances to counter China's robotic dog army? As China leads the way with its army of robot dogs, will the rest of the world unite to counter this unprecedented technological threat? As China's robot dogs become a key part of its military strategy, the global response is likely to be swift and multifaceted. Countries around the world, especially those with vested interests in maintaining a balance of military power, are already considering how to counter China's growing dominance in robotics. The US and its allies are pouring resources into developing their own autonomous systems to match China's rapid advancements. But this isn't just about creating similar technologies. The rise of robot dogs presents a larger challenge. How can countries defend against autonomous machines that can operate without human oversight? Unlike traditional military forces, robot dogs don't need sleep, don't suffer from fatigue, and can operate in hostile environments without risking human lives. The threat of an army of robot dogs operating autonomously raises serious questions about the future of defense. The response could include new international agreements or coalitions focused on regulating the development and use of autonomous military technologies. Countries may seek to form alliances to share research and development, ensuring that no single nation holds a technological monopoly. The idea of a robotic arms race could become a reality, where nations race to build the most advanced machines, but also to ensure they can defend against machines they cannot control. As global tensions rise, the need for a cooperative framework to govern the use of autonomous robots in warfare becomes increasingly urgent. Will the world take steps to regulate these technologies before they spiral out of control? Or will the development of robotic armies become a new arms race that only escalates tensions and insecurity? The future of war. Will robots replace human soldiers? Could we be witnessing the end of traditional warfare? The rise of robots may soon replace human soldiers entirely on the battlefield. As robotic technology becomes more sophisticated, we must confront the reality that traditional warfare may be on the brink of extinction. With China's robot dogs leading the charge, the military world is evolving at an exponential rate. Autonomous machines are being developed that can perform a range of complex tasks, from reconnaissance and sabotage to full-scale combat operations. These machines can be faster, more accurate, and less prone to human error, leading many to speculate about a future where robots, not humans, dominate the battlefield. The question is no longer whether robots will be used in warfare, it's when and how they will replace human soldiers. As military forces around the world develop these advanced technologies, human soldiers may take on less direct roles, focusing on higher-level strategy, while robots handle the heavy lifting on the ground. This shift would fundamentally change how wars are fought, with machines taking over the dangerous and physically demanding tasks that were once reserved for human soldiers. However, as we move toward a future where robots are increasingly in control, we must ask, what does this mean for human soldiers? Will we soon see a world where wars are fought by machines while humans remain safely behind the scenes, overseeing the operation? Or is there a future where humans and robots work together, each performing their own tasks in a coordinated effort? In the end, The rise of robots in military applications could mark the beginning of a new era in warfare, one where humans are no longer at the forefront, but where technology drives the strategies and outcomes of conflicts. China's rapid advancements in robotic warfare, particularly the development of their army of robot dogs, are setting the stage for a new era in military conflict. With capabilities that blend stealth, autonomy, and firepower, these robotic forces represent the future of warfare. As nations around the world scramble to keep pace, one thing is clear: the battlefield of tomorrow will be a place where machines rule, and human soldiers may become a thing of the past. Thank you for exploring the future of warfare with us. What are your thoughts on the rise of robotic armies? Share your comments below, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and stay tuned for more incredible updates.